You did say that if I go into labor for some reason on stage, you'll just guide me through it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I have enough sisters. I've been in enough delivery rooms. I got you.
And I just had a baby 20 seconds ago, so I'm good. You're in safe hands.
So I want to just like take a show of hands because denim has been a pain point for me pre-baby body. How many of you have like tried on jeans and been completely frustrated with the way that they fit? Yeah, that's a lot of people. So Khloe, you must get pitched so many business ideas like every week. I mean, you're obviously this sort of personality and your family and all of that. What was it about Emma's pitch that really kind of was different for you?
Well, I think also it's a gift and a curse being pitched so many things, because when I was first starting out, we used to get pitched things all the time and we're like bright-eyed and oh my God, this is so exciting, and you're new and you do take on a lot of things that maybe aren't as authentic or true to you or you don't really believe in. I think you're young and excited, but by doing that I've made a lot of mistakes, but which made me better for today. And so with Emma, I'm really big on, I don't need to take on all the things that I get pitched anymore. And so when I met Emma, I'm really big on energy and how I like someone that I want to be in business with. And I'm not here for the short term. I want something that has longevity and legs. And I met Emma and we just completely clicked. And it's not about having a new denim line. It was about doing something that empowers other women and something that is really going to break down barriers. And I'm all for women empowerment. And I used to be someone that they would label as plus size. And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to be called that. Like, I'm a woman with curves, and I'm what I would say is average size at the time. And I was very proud of who I was, and I felt like so shamed at the time to go into boutiques or to go denim shopping. It was something that was super hard for me. So when I met Emma, and she was all for everything that I stood for, I was like, that's a badass woman, and I want to be in business with her. And then when everything that she said in our initial meeting actually happened, and all of our meetings took place, and we were able to have this great line that stood for not just jeans, it stood for making other people feel good about themselves. Absolutely. And women not having to be, you know, segregated where this size has to go to this size, this side of the shopping center, and these women could go to this size. Like, that's not what I wanted. So that's really something that was authentic to me and that I stood behind and that I felt like could be of movement and hopefully encourage other brands to follow in our footsteps.
Quite right. Well, Emma, I mean,
good answer. My long-winded answer.
You're actually wearing the jeans right now.
I
am. You want
am
to do a little like
indeed.
model?
Oh,
do a model, do a turn. Yes.
What's
and
different?
She just had a baby.
It would have been better for her to do that.
What's different about these than, you know, some of the other designer jeans we see?
You know, so much. I think like a lot of good business ideas, you know, you have to start with a problem. And I think that Chloe's absolutely right. You know, the starting point for this idea was really, you know, I shop in department stores all the time, and there's something wrong if the sizes stop at a 12 and the average woman in this country is a dress size 16. So, you know, there's an obvious disconnect there somewhere. And so it was one thing kind of coming up with the idea to do this, quite a different actually making them. And you've got all sorts of issues. You know, at the end of the day, you're using sometimes 2 or 3 times the amount of fabric. And how do you do that from a costing perspective? You know, so there are a lot of challenges. And what we did was spent a long time trying to perfect, you know, the jeans. So this is like incredible fabric that has really amazing recovery. We work with something that's called a trouser contour waistband, which means that our waistband is actually cut like this. So you never end up with that ghastly gap at the back that shows your knickers. Very unflattering. Not what you want in a business meeting, to sit down and have a thong song happening. So we challenged that immediately. But, you know, there's tips and tricks, and we actually, you know, Khloe and I were like, we were the wear testers. We were the people that were like, we're going to put these on, we're going to wear them for a week, we're going to wash them, we're going to wear them again. And it wasn't until we, you know, were truly happy with what we had that we decided, you know, okay, we're ready to launch it. And then it was really just about being daring, because what's in the market really, you know, there's a huge you know, it's really basic stuff that's in the market, and the brands aren't that sexy. And just like Khloe said, you know, you shouldn't have to kind of disappear to the 5th floor of the department store in some horrendous corner to go and find something
with no
in the right size.
Yeah,
it's like we wanted to do something that wasn't about size. It's a 00 to a 24.
I mean, it sounds like this is a very personal problem that you both faced. I mean, Khloe, you've gone through sort of this incredible body transformation. What have you sort of brought with you from that experience that you've kind of inserted into this business?
Well, when I was bigger, I still, like, you couldn't tell me I was big, and I still don't think I was big. I know I was bigger than I am now, but I was like, I am sexy and hot, and I want to be in a bodycon dress and a pair of jeans, and that was just me. And I think you should be comfortable and confident in your own skin. But when I used to go shopping with my sisters, we would go to boutiques, and we liked the high-end denim, and I remember if I needed like a 31, they would say, oh, God, 31. And let me go check in the back. And they would come out like, we don't have that size here. And it would always make me feel super just embarrassed to go shopping with my sisters who are petite, and they could go shopping in, you know, any department store. And it was just hard for me. So I always kind of remember like the chubby girl in me, and I'm fighting for my old chubby self. And I love me big and I love me small. Like, I don't have a problem with me either way. I'm living a more healthy lifestyle where I like to be active and focus on working out, but I still don't think that just because I'm a few sizes bigger, and I don't think a 31 is even a big size.
No, and there's been a huge shift as well. I think when I was growing up, like, that straight up and down body that is the fashion establishment isn't what all of us women necessarily even aspire to anymore. So you've seen women like Khloe and her sisters, like a Beyonce or a Rihanna, and so now the idea of what is beautiful and acceptable has really completely
like
shifted.
The Ashley Grahams of the world.
Exactly,
and that's also why we found it super, like, we were so adamant about having our good squad, our girls that we want wearing our denim and promoting our denim and having them on the billboards around the world to be real women of all different shapes and sizes and ethnicities and tattoos and shaved heads, and people that are being a part of any squad should mean that you're comfortable and confident. That doesn't mean, oh, if I'm a size 0 and I could be into this certain designer brand. No, I want this brand should be fitting real women of the world, and that's not just, you know, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl that fits a certain size. And we're not cookie cutters. We all look different and act different and just be comfortable.
So you guys actually launched the denim line about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
What's been sort of the biggest surprise post-launch?
That we're officially the biggest denim launch in history.
Oh, wow.
Which was really exciting. And I think actually the thing that was interesting was, you know, we knew we had a good product, but the thing that I loved was actually seeing people getting so excited. Like the comments that we have letters, like emails from people that's like so appreciative. And that was really nice. When you start seeing people posting, you start seeing people like truly embracing the brand and being so happy for something you've done. You're like, oh, we're on the right track. So for me, that was the best thing.
That was definitely the best thing. And I think the movement that it's making, but also we really fought to have our jeans made within the United States, and that's something that was really important to us, and, you know, pay fair salaries and do things what we would consider like the right way. And it's crazy to me now, being on that business side, how much people really appreciate that as well. And I think that was really important to me and makes me like, okay, we've got to have more factories here.
We just came from the factories. We've done like a 4-hour jaunt around where we make the denim in LA today, and actually just like being with the workers, you know, like that's an incredible thing because they're so grateful. They have like all of this work. You know, these guys are like sewing, and if they don't have, you know, new brands and things that are working and selling out, they don't have anything to do. They earn per pair that they work on. So it's really quite amazing to think like you're putting this entire factory of people into work.
Did you get any advice? I mean, your sisters and your family, you guys have all launched a bunch of businesses. You also have a lot of business. You've launched your own businesses. What's been like the best advice that you've gotten from the close relatives, family, about starting a business and being an entrepreneur?
I mean, I think for me, and it's again trial and error, do something that's really authentic to you and that you genuinely want to like breathe, sleep, dream about. Like, I am super passionate about good American, but also just for what it represents and stands for. And then I also think that reads through. I think anything that we do that's truly a part of our heart, that's when you have the longevity, and because you care so much about it, it's your baby.
Yeah. I think mine's probably, and I'm so annoyed to say it, but it's probably from my husband, who tells me, make a decision and move on. You're going to make a lot of decisions. You're going to make good ones, bad ones. The important thing is you make decisions. Don't procrastinate. Make a decision and move on. And I do that every day, you know, because you have a lot to do every day. So
and your husband has created another denim line, right?
He has indeed. We are officially in competition. and I'm winning, I think.
Good for you. Khloe, you know, you obviously have a personality outside of your businesses, and I'm curious, how do you balance being a business person with, of course, having this very, very public persona?
I think, I mean, God, for us, like right now, Keeping Up is here filming, and I think it's also such a blessing to have a show that is documenting your life to a degree, and so they are able to document stuff like this, but it is, I mean, still, there's 24 hours in a day, you have to utilize them all. We film about, you know, 10 to 12 hours every day, and then you set meetings after that in the gym before that. Like, you just have to make things work. For me, I believe in being strong and moving and being, like, working and that work ethic, and we're only young once, let's get it out of all this energy, and why not do it now? And I love it. I feel like it's invigorating to doing all of this at one time.
I'm going to ask the audience for a few questions in just a minute, but I'm curious. So you've obviously, you're almost 2 months in. What does success look like for you?
Such a good question. I mean, I think that to be doing what we're doing, like there's a reason that not a lot of brands do this. And I think for us to really take what we've done and move into other categories was something we both wanted to do. And then we were like, whoa, it's really difficult. So I think for me, success will be like moving into other categories successfully, but it has to be in a way, you know, our product has a real product benefit, and anything we do will have to similarly have a real product benefit. And so I think when we are able to look at another category and nail that, that will be like real success. Right now it's just selling.
Yeah, I mean, I think success for me is longevity. Like, I don't want this to be around this year and no one knows about it in 5 years. Like, I would like this to be a brand that really grows roots and is here for like years and years to come. And again, you know, who knows? Good American is a name that could venture off to men or children or whatever, but I'm just excited to see where that goes. And it's absolutely outrageous, the positive reaction we've gotten, and it just makes me like so proud and excited, and like I'm just so happy, but it is like I'm dreaming. So I'm excited just to baby this a little bit and then see where it goes.
I'd love to open it up to some questions. I see one right here. Let's just get them.
Hi, my name is Nairi, and I'm going to take it away from denim for a second just to say I'm a first-generation Armenian American, and I just wanted to say thank you to you, Khloe, and your family, because you brought a ton of attention to the Armenian genocide around the anniversary, the 100th anniversary of it happening. And I think that you did something that advocacy groups in the space haven't been able to do for a really long time. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of the community.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyone else have questions? Oh, we got one right there.
Hello. I was curious to know how long it took from the conception to actually the product of, you know, that, because you said you had to try multiple fabrics, as well as how did you come up with the name?
It took like
Just under
a year.
Yeah, just under a year. It's like from the moment of us like actually starting to talk, that was one thing, but push the button on product, it's 9 months, and it really takes a long time, you know, and I think we were surprised by that, because you think it's jeans, everyone's doing it, you know, and it was definitely difficult. The name is a funny one, really, because you want to have a great name that sticks in people's heads, and, you know, we're in this kind of, you know, branding, marketing-led world. It was really, honestly, like a play on words to begin with. We were like, you know, can you not be a woman that maybe shows off your boobs and is really loud and proud and yet still be good? And we were looking at all the connotations of the, you know, the word good. And so Good American was this incredible idea that we had. But then, you know, it kind of went one level deeper than that. We wanted the company to behave like a good American, like pay fair wages, manufacture in America, behave how, you know, treat our workers how we would expect to be treated. So there was kind of all these levels. And then we managed to get it. And we were like, whoa, we can own Good American? Like, pew, we should take it.
Were there any other ideas that you had for the name? Like what were, you know?
Ugh, what was the first one that I
You
hated it?
Well,
I don't
you
even,
guys have to
I think I erased it from my memory because you were like something that she
I don't
didn't
know
like.
if it was. I don't know if it was flower, but
No,
it
it was a woman's name. It was like a name.
was it?
Yeah, it was something. It was something.
It was. I was like, you guys.
See, you make decisions, you
That
move
is-
on. Sometimes they're bad decisions.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm moving on.
that wasn't the best one.
Did you not want to, like, you've had clothing businesses in the past, Khloe, under the Kardashian name. Is that something that you kind of wanted to step away from for this particular business?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted someone to buy these jeans not because of me at the end of the day, and that's why I wanted so many girls in the campaign and not have it just be me. And just where, you know, if someone wants to not like me and they see a great pair of denim sitting on the counter, they try it on, they'll be like, oh, these are a great pair of jeans. I don't want anyone to be persuaded either way. And I just want it, you know, if we do want to venture out and grow the company, which is obviously my goal or our goal, and just I feel like Good American is a pretty good, strong, solid name that could last for years. So is Kardashian, but you know.
It's working for you.
Any other questions? Oh, there's one back here.
So a lot of us women aren't great at personal branding. It's something that I'd say we, like many women in this room, struggle with. I think that you and your sisters have figured that out. Any advice for the rest of us?
Again, I mean, I think when we were younger, we did take on a lot of things that maybe we shouldn't have because we were, you know, new and all this stuff was so exciting. And I do think some of that backfired, and then we all kind of took a break and we really went inside ourselves and said, what are we passionate about? Like for me, it is women empowerment and fitness, and I'm on this health journey and I'm really adamant about uplifting other people, and that's truly my brand, but I live, breathe, like promote that just from how I naturally speak. Like that's the type of person I really am. I think, like for my sister Kylie, she loves and like breathes makeup and all that kind of stuff, and she's always doing that, and she always is coming up with ideas for makeup artists, and she's working with them every day. And so I think whatever's truly authentic to you, and if you really dive into that head first and you don't get distracted, I think that's just like, it took me, I was always the fat, ugly, like sister. I was called the piglet. I was this, like whatever. And I worked out, and it's not about working out, but I fought in the gym like I was an athlete for 3.5 years before I got recognition. All of a sudden, just like a year ago, someone was like, wow, you lost so much weight really quickly. It's like, I've been doing this for 3.5 years. It's taken a long time. And yeah, I could have easily gone on some diet fast and probably lost a lot of weight or gone the surgery route or who knows. And I'm not against all that, but for me, I really wanted to do something for me. And I remember being asked, what are you training for? And I was like, life. I'm training just for my day-to-day. And now it's paying off, but it took years. I think people are now just seeing my transformation, but it took me years to get to where I am now. So I think that's what your personal brand is, something that you truly live and breathe every day.
Any advice on branding? It's something that you as an entrepreneur have...
I think my marketing team is sitting here now and they're still trying to figure out why I've only done 10 Instagram posts in my entire life. Personal branding is something that I honestly, like, I struggle with. I'm great figuring that out for clients and for company, but you know, I think in this day and age, it helps if you can figure out the personal branding, or you go this route and you work with somebody who's got it all figured out. That was my idea.
I think...
He's so smart.
Thank you. I think Khloe has it figured out too, and you as well. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.